can really look and see, man, you have put yourself in a position that you wanted for yourself. Now it's just about changing your perspective. Of course, I want to do bigger. I want to do more. Like, I want to do bigger shows. I want to have, make bigger songs. I want to help the community in bigger ways. But it's just about scaling, really. It's not
Make sure you continue to set those goals higher and higher and higher so that you also don't get stuck. That's another very bad place to be. Getting stuck, becoming the man in your area, right? And not growing anymore. So as you set these goals, like, just go as big as you can because you have it. Have you ever heard that it thing?
You tell me this all the time. Thank you.
That it, like, the thing is that so many people want it and so many people have to practice getting the it. It comes natural to you, and I can tell from the way you dress to the way you walk into a room and people just gravitate towards you, your performances, like, to be so young in the game. Welcome back to Vibe with Vee. As always, I'm your host, Vee. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also check out 24/7 Artists. Or Really Dope. All the artists that I am interviewing are a part of 24/7 Artists, and all their music is on the playlist Vibe with Vee, and I'll put a link, or somebody will put a link somewhere. We'll get it together because look,
the link will be there.
The link will be there somewhere. All right, so let's get started. Mr. Asa. I always start with the name first, but I know that's your real name, right?
Yeah, that's my birth. That is on my certificate of birth.
Asa. I've never heard that name before.
That's actually really cool because you're, I think, one of the few people that say that now. I've been running into a lot more people who say they know like one other Asa, or like they've known someone. But I've met like maybe 4 Asas in my life.
That's crazy. Now, we have another Asa in the community.
I met him last year at the MAID conference, actually. Him and I were the first 2 people there. I remember it was like 8:00 in the morning, and him and I were the first 2 people at the door. And
I think, no, that wasn't the first time. Wait.
That was the first time I met you as well.
Yeah, that was the first time we met.
I mean, I knew of you, kind of, but yeah, that was the first time we met.
I do remember that. I think I remember your outfit.
That's good.
I got a V ring.
Oh,
we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll make sure that they know what that is. But
I waited 5 years for mine. I did not wear a ring because I wanted this to be my wedding ring.
Oh, that's so smart.
So wow. I went to Liberia and got it made.
Nah, that's big ups to you, because I just got this. My mom got this. She bought this back from Liberia when she went. So I wear this thing every day. I'm so happy that I have it.
Yeah, I love mine. I love it. But all right, so now I do know there is an Asa, a female artist.
Yes, she's like Afro.
Yes, she's Nigerian.
Yeah.
And that's how Manny and I bonded, because she's one of my favorite artists, and that is his favorite artist. So, you don't find, like, she's known, but she's not mainstream.
Yeah.
But she is extremely dope. So you had a name change.
Yes, I did.
It was ATK.
That's what it was.
So the K was the Weeks.
No, not at all.
It wasn't. What was K?
Well, see, okay, so now I'm at a crossroads now. I always would say I was going to, it'd be like, for the people who know what that stands for, they know what it stands for. So like, I want to tell you, because like, it's you, but at the same time, I think the people are going to have to just figure out for themselves, and I can tell you off record what it stands for.
But it is somewhere. Like,
it's somewhere. It's if you've known me for quite a while, you know what it stands for.
But we can find it somewhere, right? This is like an Easter egg. I love this.
It's very much an Easter egg, and you can find it. Yeah, it's out there where we can like search it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It
Okay.
has
Don't
to
tell
do
us.
with all of my, you have all of my social medias.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Just leave it there because we will use this clip for your fans
wonderful.
and maybe we can do like some type of prize.
Yeah, like a free ticket to a show or something.
Yeah. Or like your first piece of merch.
Yeah, yeah, that too.
Oh, I'm
Which
excited.
in the works actually. I just got my logo back.
Really?
Yeah.
You excited?
I'm ecstatic, but like I'm not showing it, but yes, I am.
I'm excited for you because I think, not even think, I know you are going to kill the merch sales.
Thanks, man.
Probably just in my household alone.
Oh, I gotta make some for the for the guys, for the boys. Some,
Yeah,
but
they
yeah,
will love that.
yeah.
So one thing that I noticed about you, your style. Like I
Okay.
said, I remember your outfit and your style when I first met you, and and I don't think you told me that you were an artist. I think you may have told me, or maybe you did. I was like, this nigga ain't no rapper. And then I'm gonna be completely honest, because I was
Yeah,
like, he's wearing some loafers and he
yeah,
got a scarf around his head, and is that a button up?
yeah.
Like, and it has prints on it. It's like, okay, I can dig it, but what is he rapping about? And
Yeah.
then I saw the video where you were like, it was live in home.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I was like, God damn. I was like, this boy is good.
Thank you so much. I
I was
actually
like,
right over. I'm in my home right now. It's right over there.
okay. He is extremely unassuming
Thank you. I like it.
because, yeah, like you delivered.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah, yeah. And then I also remember your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, uh, like, so the first thing I noticed was the outfit. Then
Okay.
I noticed your personality. And then I heard the song. But where does your style actually come from?
So great question. It's a mixture of my dad dressing me for years, and if you know my dad, he does not play. Like he will put together that 5-piece suit like it's nobody's business. Like he will make sure you look good. Like I remember when I was younger, I'm like 6, 7, 8. He's getting ready for me for school. It's like he'd make me iron my clothes, and if there's like one wrinkle, he'd make me do it again. Like he really groomed me into how to dress well. So for years I would always like, I remember I went to a private school, right? A private Christian school, and we had uniforms, but we would have non-uniform dress days. And on those days I would still like wear I'd like put together my own tie, like my own fit. I don't know, I just liked dressing nicely. I even did it in high school too. People were like, yo, why are you wearing a suit? Like why are you I'm like, I don't know, I just feel it just makes me feel good. So now I'm finding a way to like balance like the creative artist with a very well put together, you know. I don't know, it's just like a clean mix I'm putting together.
Dapper.
Dapper, yeah, dapper, clean,
You know
smooth.
who Dapper Dan is?
I've heard the name, but no.
You should look him up. He's extremely dope fashion designer back in the day, and he basically took like high-end clothing and made it into streetwear. Like,
That's
yeah. And
and
and Dapper, he is Dapper
you
Dan.
Dapper Dan, right?
Exactly.
It's cool because
Exactly.
it's really cool because now I with like the bigger network and just the amount of creatives and people I know. I mean, I have my own style, but I'm meeting people that are putting me on to like different stylists and different cloth and different, you know, just like looking at being a stylist is actually an entire it's a job. It is there. That is how someone expresses themselves. I'm like, I know I can dress myself, but like letting someone's art like be a vessel for someone else's art is something I'm like getting into. So I'm
Hmm.
taking I'm taking inspiration from other people and ideas from other people as well.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And then your style really matches your personality. You know,
Thank you.
like you leave an impression when you walk into the room was the
Thank you.
first thing that I noticed about you. And besides your outfit. Okay. But
About YouTube avenues?
huh?
Are you talking about YouTube avenues?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was ecstatic during YouTube avenues.
And then when you walked into the room, you you leave an impression, right?
Thank
Like you are not someone that anyone can forget because you don't you don't I don't know how to put it. Like when you walk into a room,
you. Mhm.
it's not that you demand attention, but just because of your personality, the way you look, people are drawn to you. So you're going to get attention whether or not you ask for it or not.
Yeah.
Um, but what was your life like growing up? Is what I want to know because how did you become this young man that's so confident? That's the word.
Thank you for that. I could actually show you. I should have sent you this picture before we started. I just posted it on my story. But like I mentioned, I've always been outgoing. You can ask either of my parents. I was the one. I remember we would my parents are my dad's like a business owner. So when I was younger, prospecting is a thing that, looking for business, find prospecting is a thing that he does, that my family just does. So I remember I'd be a kid and he would tell me, like, we'd be outside. I mean, not outside, like at the store or whatever. And he would be like, I'd pull on this shirt and tell him like, hey, like, you should talk to them or whatever. Or I would like try to shoot like pretend like I'm shooting a basketball for someone. Like I've just always been that type of person. There was a picture that I posted on my story a few days ago for my sister's graduation. I think it was in 2010, and I literally had the mic in my face. You can see I'm chubby. I got my glasses on. I'm like five, not even 5 foot yet, probably like 4'3", 4'4", and I have this mic in my hand and I'm like not performing, but you know the song, how's my people doing? Oh, we doing all right. How's you don't know that song?
I don't know.
You've heard
Maybe.
it. You've heard about
Yeah,
it.
probably.
Anyway, my family used to like ask me to do that. So like I would just do it in crowds. I would always go dance on the dance floor growing up. So
So you were always performing.
yeah, I was super comfortable just being in front of people. So it transitioned into when I was in middle school. I was doing with my youth group Elevate. I did like the rap ministry. Like we were starting a rap ministry. So I like rapped this verse from a Lecrae song. That was fun. Yeah, yeah. So like I had that growing up. I did events in Frederick, performed like downtown Frederick. I did my school talent show. So like if you really look back at my my just childhood or my upbringing, it's like I was naturally, organically being um like ushered into the
You were
life that
groomed for it basically.
yeah.
Without like being
No,
forcefully groomed, basically.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't like it's not like oh, this is what you're gonna do. It was just this is what you're
Natural.
doing, thrive in it, cool. And
That's
now it's
dope.
like it's thank you. It's really cool because I am starting to realize that the things that I do naturally is literally considered work. And that's something that I've been talking with you do and people like about. Like I'm like you even said it, you're like you're a very hard worker. And I'm still trying to not I'm working on getting myself to understand that I am working towards my dreams. It just feels like I'm just
That's nice.
it's like I'm actively working. So it's cool. So organic. That's what I'm thankful about.
Yeah. When you love what you do and you're able to do it every day, one, that's just such a blessing.
Yeah.
But two, it's very hard to say that it's work. Like, I still to this day struggle with saying I gotta go work because I love what I do. every day. It really is a blessing. So
Yeah.
did you grow up in a musical household?
Oh yeah.
Household.
My dad, my dad piano. If you see my dad sit down on a piano, you will question why he does not play for people every single day of his life.
Wow.
No, he is amazing at piano. Him and my uncle. My uncle's very classically trained.
Mm.
Dad is very play by ear improvisational, but he's great. So I had him, and he leads choirs. So like I remember
Your
I'd be like,
dad?
hey, yeah, I'd be going to choir practice at this random church, and now I'm listening to the sopranos and the tenors and the baritones. Like, oh, I'm like, what's going on? And then my mom's in the choir too. So to answer your question, yes, incredibly musical
Your mom
family.
can sing?
Yeah.
Wait, the way your voice went up,
Right, yeah.
very is not. Yeah,
No,
like that's.
my mom can sing very well. Sometimes she just plays with it,
Oh, okay.
but she can sing very well. She's definitely a soprano.
You sing.
I do sing. I do.
Do you play any instruments?
Piano, but I stopped practicing, so I am not as strong as I once was. But it's something I still pick up, and I can, if I sit down to learn a song, I can learn it. And honestly, I know like 6 chords on a guitar now. So
Okay, look
I'm
at you.
and don't put me in a jam session. Hand
That's
me
how
a
you
bass.
learn.
No. I'm saying hand me a bass guitar and tell me what like few inch I can strum the yeah
The bass. The bass.
yeah. So the bass a little bit,
I shoot
but
his favorite is the bass.
I want to get better on the bass just because I feel like the feeling, the emotion, the bass is like the heart of the song.
100%. Well, the drum is the heart, but the bass is like.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So my favorite. It was really hard to pick a song for you, just because they're all great, right? But obviously, I mean, Black Gold. When I first heard it,
Uh-huh.
I went crazy. I
Really?
went crazy. I went crazy. One, because of the beat,
Yeah.
and then two, just the way you and them kind of like bounce off of each other. It was like amazing chemistry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Can you walk me through your initial like your for can you please walk me through that? I just need to a bit. I just need to
So I think when I first heard the song, I was in the car with Jaden
okay.
and Liam's sisters, Rezi and Chantal.
Okay.
And everybody had heard it but me. So I'm in the car going crazy. I'm like, what? Who is this? Oh my gosh. And everyone's like, we know. It's dope. But we've heard it like 100 times. And I had a really bad attitude
Damn.
because
They
I felt left out.
you were the black. It's okay. It's okay.
You see how they do me?
Nah, it's okay. It don't matter. You bounce back. You bounce back every time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm telling them.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be telling them. But the just your delivery.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of that, she got the big old back.
You know what's so wild? The drummer, shout out to Jordan. He is drum god. Shout out Jordan. When we played that song live and we were rehearsing it, he was like, that's it. After we rehearsed it and then performed it, every time we hang out now, he'll just be like, she got the big old back. Like that's he loves that line. And it's very accurate. He does have the big old back.
She got the big old back.
No, she do. She do.
How do you what's your writing process?
Different every time.
Every time.
Every single time it's different. It used to be uniform and kind of the same flow, but it changes. And it's been changing now more than anything. Honestly, I feel like in the past 6, 7, 8 months, ever since like November of last year, I feel like I am rediscovering myself creatively as an artist, as a writer.
You're growing.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how much when you're growing, I mean, they call them growing pains, but I mean, it's like you're shedding old weight while also developing new things and finding more about yourself and finding out where you're insecure, but also where you're confident. It's like I'm in a place and it affects my writing. So, but it changes. Most of the time though, I'll hear a beat and usually I'm just like, okay, boom, this is it. Like I'll explain to you Black Gold, just for example, when we were in Atlanta after the Blaze camp, shout out Jake and Amani, y'all the realest. We had done the whole weekend of, first of all, I've never done something like that. You also saw me there too. And you said some very kind words. Thank you for those words. I don't know if you remember them, but you said some really nice to me. And I was like,
What did I say?
you were like, you came up to me after we performed our first song that we wrote, and you were like, you are so talented. Like you are a star. I literally was but nah, so we did that whole weekend of writing and I didn't even rap once that whole weekend. I was over here
I was about to
singing.
say, I think that's when I realized you could sing.
Yeah. I mean, I realized I could really sing that weekend too. I'm over here hitting high falsettos, like doing runs and whatever. So we did that. And then we had a session. It was me, Yudu, Nim, Louis, a couple of the guys, and we were in there. And it just felt so like free because I was like, okay, now I can be creative for myself again. And I remember this man, Yudu's so unassuming. He was literally sitting on his computer the whole time, just like they're just doing what he's doing. And then right at the end, he was like, yo, so I got some joints for you. I want you to check out. And he played the Black Gold beat. And I literally started going like, I was like, yo, I looked to Nim, I was like, yo, this is crazy. And instantly I just found the cadence. I was like, dun, 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 dun. I just started going like that. And then we recorded it on the memo. I looked to Nim, he was right behind me. He started doing crazy stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's the energy. So a lot of the times I'll just capture whatever the energy is, the cadence, and I'll know right away. And all I have to do is really just sit down in a place where I can get like 20, 30 minutes and I can just finish it out. So I actually wrote that song in my cousin's car in Atlanta.
Really?
The day after I got that beat, I sat in my cousin's car because he let me go pick up something, whatever. And it just hit me in that moment. And I stopped and I wrote the whole thing in like 20 minutes in the car. And I would not get out the car until I was done.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah.
And that was around the same time you were down here. You came to Jaden's graduation party.
Yep. That was the same weekend. That was the same time. It was either that time or another time. I was in Atlanta twice in the matter of like 2 months. And that was a very, I don't want to say transformative, I guess impactful time for me.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Cause look, when you came to the house, I was like, is he a cousin? I ain't never seen him.
I know. So that's how I felt. You know, it's so cool. I literally was like, first of all, I was wearing a t-shirt, like a singlet t-shirt. And I was like, yo, I feel so uncomfortable. Like, I'm like, yo, can I get a t-shirt? He was like, bro, you're an artist. Just live in it. Like, live your life. I'm like, okay. But nah, that was a really good time. That's when I met everyone. I actually told Nim, I was like, this was, man, dang, how deep you want to get? Because that was a very good time for me. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Yeah, go for it.
I felt so like, okay, I have a lot of cousins in my family and but they're all older than me. So as remember the news article of cousins who are way older.
Oh my gosh. So I pick with him all the time. All the time about that.
Yeah, no ill will at all. But it's true. A lot of my cousins are older than me. So when I was growing up, I mean, my cousins, they had each other. So I remember playing like Mario Kart and playing games with them or playing Uno or whatever. But I was always the little kid. So like I was never really a part of it. I was just there taking care of me.
Are you the
That
youngest?
yeah, I'm the youngest out of everybody.
Hmm.
I mean, now there's the new ones coming up. My other cousin just turned 13, which is crazy. But there's like a
You're
whole
you're in that.
right, like J. Cole said, middle child, that is me.
Yeah, same.
I'm a middle child. So that day when I met every all the cousins that day. And I remember when I got to the basement and everyone was just playing like Mario Kart and everything, I was like, yo, this is what it feels like to have cousins your age. And
Mhm.
I really was like, yeah, I'm so thankful because I was so happy. I was like, I was like, man, this is how all my cousins got to grow up. And I was like, damn, this how y'all grow up? Like, this is lit. So yeah. And then the fact that, you guys are Liberian too, just it all clicked.
What's your favorite Liberian dish?
You trying to get, come on, yo. Like, we supposed to be talking about music. That's
I
crazy.
know, but still,
Um,
all of
it,
this affects the music.
no, it really does. Um, it's like, damn,
Do you have one?
not even because different people make different dishes better than
100%. I definitely found that out.
Ooh, can we get this on record? Because you told me one time, you said there's only one person who makes really good jollof that you've had Nigerian jollof, and you said it was who? It was
Manny's
who?
mom. Manny's
Mom.
mom.
Right. But you said besides that, who makes the best jollof?
Mm,
Like
that's
country wise.
Mom Jessie.
No, country wise though. Like from what country?
Oh, Liberia.
Thank you very much. You saw how there was no. Anyway, I just wanted to squash that. Just
But yes, everybody has their dish, right? If they cook, right? So
I really like fried okra, fire, because my mom makes the best fried okra. Cassava leaf with fever tea though. It's got to have fever tea in it. I don't know if you hit the fever tea, but fever tea turns it.
mm,
And then the third one would probably be like palava sauce.
see, I just started liking palava sauce, and actually, I can't. It's not that I can't. I prefer my palava with fufu. I don't care for it with rice at all, and it's only one person that I love, which is Yudu's sister,
Mhm,
Monique.
mhm. Yeah,
And
no,
but
it's good with fufu too. I'm a rice guy though. I'm not gonna hold. But yeah, so that's that.
mine is codfish gravy and potato greens.
Codfish gravy is good too. Nim have that for his birthday
Yep, because that's his favorite dish. He has it every year.
every single year. I'm about to have dry rice on mine for my celebration tomorrow.
Oh, that's when Yudu was when Yudu was in Liberia, they would make fun of him because all he wanted to eat was dry rice.
Mm.
That's all
Dry
he wanted.
really dry rice is like you can't. It's hard to mess up, and when you get it right, it's very hard to beat. To be honest,
Yeah.
I just can't say it's one. I can't just say it's my favorite because there's so other. That's like uncharted territory. You don't you just let dry rice sit over there in the corner and just
It's like chicken gravy. You just kind of let it sit there because it's hard to mess up.
let it
Very
be good.
hard to mess up. Yep.
Let it
Let
be
it be
good.
great. So back to the music. Back to the music.
Yeah.
Are you working on a project?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
I'm
It's
excited.
it's dang. I guess yeah. Let me tell you about it. Honestly, I should tell you about the whole thing. Um, it's definitely gonna be like something I've I've never done something like I'm doing right now before. Because
Mm.
before my music was I had like 2 or 3 people max I would work with, and we would just lock in and we would create, and I wasn't thinking about anything else except for the music, and it would just come out as it is and we put it out.
Mm.
Now I'm in a position where it's like I've learned so much more, and I have so much more, like I have a bigger network, I have so much more support. I like am educated in a way in music that I didn't have 2 years ago. So instead of just like thinking I don't even know what I'm doing, now it's like, how do I do this more effective? So to answer your question, yeah, I'm working on a project. The name is called, you want to hear the name?
Yes.
It's called Congratulations. Now let's get to work.
Ooh.
So
I'm
like,
a huge name person.
yeah.
Congratulations. Now let's get to work.
Now let's get to work.
Is it a full album? Is it an EP?
I don't, I don't, I was thinking about that today. I don't want it to be an album, more so like maybe 5 or 6 songs.
Mm.
I'm really just in the position right now of finishing the song slash picking which ones I want to use. But it feels different for me because it's not right now, like for me, it's not just about the music. It's about like right now we're working on building a studio here at the house.
Oh, nice.
So like that
Are
to
you
me,
are you documenting the process?
yeah. So like yeah,
Okay, good.
so that's work. Like building a studio is work. Now let's get to work. Everything it's like how I started this
Mm.
when I was telling you the work transitioning from feeling like this is just something I do to like understanding that it is work. It's like I'm trying to find my own balance of, like trying to make sense of it almost in my own creative way. It's a very interesting place that I'm in, to be quite honest. But I know on the other side of it, it's gonna be nothing but bliss and joy and like accomplishment. So
On the other side of what? On the other side of the release, on the other side of
just like when it's done, when I can say congratulations, let's get to work, it's finished.
yeah, because I mean, obviously making music is not easy, right?
No,
But that is the work part comes after.
yeah, true.
It's like, okay, congratulations, you put it out. Now let's get to work.
See, you get it now. Do you see how understandable that is? That's
Yes.
exactly how I feel. I feel like in the past 2 years I've done things. It's also because with myself, I'll be so focused on just working or I'll just be so focused on doing it the best I possibly can that once it's done, like say for like a show or something, or like I get a news article, or I get something, I will be like, all right, but now we got it. What's the next thing? Like, what's the next thing? I have trouble. I learned that stuff. Yeah, the celebrating part of so it's like, it's congratulations. So congratulations. Like you have set yourself on a path. You are doing the things that you love, that you said you wanted to do. This also really ties into this moment. The other song you said you wanted to talk about, this right here ties into it. That song. I'm doing the things I said I want to be doing.
Mm.
So it's like congratulations, but at the same time, now, now let's get to work. Like this is when the real work starts.
Yeah.
So it's
But
cool.
take the time to like celebrate yourself.
Oh, that's what yesterday was for. I had a blast yesterday.
What did you do yesterday?
It was my day before that was my birthday. So
Uh-huh.
went on a hike. Actually, I stayed at my friend's house, Millen. He's awesome, by the way. He's a artist as well. I stayed at his house. We made a song till like 3 in the morning. I slept over. Woke up. We talked about just our careers and just how we feel about where we're at and what
Mhm.
just we had a great convo. Then I went home. I went on a hike with Bosby, my DJ. That was awesome. Had a great talk with him. And then I went to Korean barbecue with my family. And the beauty of that was it was such a it was such an intentional birthday, meaning like I did everything I said I wanted to do.
I one, I'm still thinking about the title of the project.
Good, you should be.
Congratulations. Now let's get to work. It I'm sure everybody will resonate with that because it's something that I had to stay on YouTube about early on at house. It was so like this, everything. And
Mhm.
every, accomplishment we made, every huge thing, um, it was kind of like, okay, we did that, but like don't get comfortable.
Yeah,
But it was like it I had to make him stop and tell himself, good job. Like
yeah.
we did it. But I
Mhm.
think it also comes with knowing what your goals are. long
Yeah.
term and short term,
Hmm.
so that you know what to celebrate. If you don't know what your goals are, you don't know if you're hitting them. If you
That's
don't know what your goals are, you don't know when to celebrate yourself.
yep.
And what winds up happening is you wind up getting burnt out because, and you wind up also being blind to your growth.
Hmm.
And that's a very dangerous place to
Talk,
be.
talk about it. Talk
It's a
about it.
very dangerous place to be if you can't pinpoint how you change and how you've grown, then you
Yeah.
get caught in this cycle of chasing something
Yeah.
that is not there because you didn't put it there. And that thing that needs to be there is the goal.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's so important. Like that blind chase is so dangerous. We've seen it so many times. And I think that's where, a lot of the issues come with artists because you don't know what you're chasing.
It's a fact. Like I you said that so beautifully, and you have to clip that. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Real, like that was real talk. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. One thing I do for myself is I make sure I like I had to do this. I had to do this. I had to really sit down with myself and like check in to really appreciate where I am, where my position is, like where I am just as a creative, as a human, um, compared to when I first started this. Because if I really look at it, all the things that I said I wanted and the things I wanted to do, I do those things now. Like the things. One thing I wanted to do was I wanted to do a show. I was writing. I wrote down perform this music live. Like I wrote a lot of the songs intentionally to be performed live. Like I'm gonna do this when I do shows. I go out and perform when I don't even intend to do that. Like I step outside and I end up performing. Oh, now a mic is in my hand. So that is a goal that I've hit and I'm living that out now. Um, Another thing was like having friends who do the same thing and just having a big community. That's literally what 7 is. That's literally what all like I know so many talented musicians and creatives that I can call on my phone right now and just check in on them. And that for me, when I was starting, was a huge thing. So it's like in those 2 years, I can really look and see, man, you have put yourself in a position that you wanted for yourself. Now it's just about changing your perspective because, of course, I want to do bigger. I want to do more. Like, I want to do bigger shows. I want to have, make bigger songs. I want to help the community in bigger ways. But it's just about scaling, really. It's not
Make sure
about,
you continue to set those goals
yeah.
higher and higher and higher so that you also don't get stuck. That's another very bad place to be.
Hmm.
Getting stuck, becoming the man in your area,
Hmm.
right? And not growing anymore.
Yeah.
So as you set these goals, like just go as big as you can because you have it. Have you ever heard that it thing?
You tell me this all the time. Thank you.
That it, like, oh my gosh, and the thing is that so many people want it and so many people have to practice getting the it.
Hmm.
It comes natural to you, and I can tell from the way you dress to the way you walk into a room and people just gravitate towards you, your performances, like to be so young in the game, like you have it. And I'm gonna say it here today, and I don't know if it's gonna get out or what type of backlash I'm gonna get, but I don't care.
Me in trouble.
I know that you will become, if you want it bad enough, and if you keep going on the path that you're going, you will be one of the biggest artists in the world. And that's if you want it. I'll tell you a quick story about Manny. So we did an artist grant. It was my project. I'm so proud of it.
Shout out to you. We just take a second and shout out to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Keep going.
No, Jake and I actually put together like the whole brief for that project together. We were really, really passionate about it. And the idea was to take 6 artists, get as many applications as we can, take 6 artists, break it down to 20, have those 20 basically send in a video of why they deserve it, and then pick 6. And in 1 week, we would write, record, mix, master, shoot music videos, do interviews all in 1 week. And for the first artist grant, they had to also work out.
What do you mean they had to also work out?
They had to work out. They had to be healthy.
Oh, like in the gym?
Yep. No, or go running around the neighborhood. When we started, we were on 12th and Rhode Island in Northeast. Mm-hmm. And the guys, they would go out with the GoPros and they would like run around and work out and stuff. And everything was done in 1 week. Wow. Literally. And we would put it out. The single would go out and we would put out. There was not one project. We did a total of 11 because one girl actually // about the one girl. Her project just altogether, we scrapped the whole thing.
Okay.
For whatever reason. But then so we put out 11 projects in 2 years. Mm-hmm. And every single one of them hit top 5 on the iTunes charts when that was a big deal. And that was 2013, 2014. We did not have one project that did not make it in the top 3 within the first day. Yes, I am so proud of that project because we kicked ass. The engineers, the producers, the writers. I mean, they all would. The team was just phenomenal. And so Manny applied, and I don't even know what song it was, but when I heard it, I was like, holy shit, who is this? Like, Is he signed? He has to be da-da-da. Fast forward, we could not get rid of Manny. Artist grant was over. We did everything, and he was just at the studio all the time. And I was like, okay, well, you done. Like, take your project, go do whatever you want to it. Like, we didn't hold any ownership or anything on these projects. We gave 100% to the artist. But I'm glad he stuck around. And as we continued to work with Manny, I had a dream one night that Manny would sell out a stadium. And I woke up, jump up out my sleep. And in my dream, I was crying. I woke up, eyes watering. And I told you call Manny and told him. Now, Manny is in Nigeria. Fast forward however many years.
Yeah.
And he announced a concert for him, and it sold out in an hour.
Amazing. I'm seeing this in real time too. Don't forget, like, I'm also seeing it in real time.
It's insane.
Amazing. And
absolutely insane.
Howard Theater was sold out.
Every show on the tour was sold out.
Beautiful.
Every single show. And so when I say this, and I can compare you to the biggest artists in our area, you know, the Montgomery County, the DMV, all that stuff. I see you quickly. You have the same it that I saw in Logic.
Oh, wow.
When I first met Logic, I just remember, I don't know if it was a video or if I was at the show. Stuff is cloudy from back then, okay? But he went and jumped. It was like 3 or 4 people, not 3 or 4 people, but it was a very small group. And he jumped up on one of the speakers and he performed like he was performing for thousands of people. And I was like, holy shit. Like he has it, and he had the confidence. And when he walked into a room, he didn't, it was the same thing. The room just kind of like, he just had this thing about him. And I see it in you. And I think the one piece of advice I would say is like, stay grounded, stay close to your family, stay close to your friends. Just know that things will change like this, and they're supposed to. But find your person that you can always go to that's going to tell you, like, you're effing up, or, you're doing great, keep going, or the person you can go to when your mental's not right. because everything will test you. I promise. I've seen it so many times. You're going to be tested, and it's not a bad thing. Just know that all of your tests, you've already been prepared for.
Wow.
Every single test that, like, think about school, right? You study, and you have a teacher that teaches you these things. God has already prepared you for the test that He's going to put into your life, and you can pass them as long as you keep going, right? Just make sure you go back to your roots, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just got to take a break and go back. So, yeah, man, I'm really, really excited for you. I get excited for 24/7 just because there's so many talented people in there.
Yeah. It's actually really like, okay, let's take the second now. Thank first of all, thank like what you just said was not something I am going to take for granted, by the way. Just putting that out there. Um, thank you for that. I don't even I'm just gonna replay that moment in my head for like the next 2 days or so and really just internalize it. Anyway, moving on. Actually, what was I talking about? I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
24/7. The
You said
talent.
the what? No, yeah, the community. Um, yeah, the thing about 24/7 that's so exciting to me is I'm seeing people that just like from my life that I know, like people from Frederick, like the Stitch Earlys, the Johns, some people I know from across the country. It's so amazing. Excuse me, finding people, no, seeing people that I knew that were disconnected. Like I knew Stitch in my own way. I knew this person in their own way. I knew this person in their own way. Now it's like everyone knows everyone. And it's, for me, it's so cool because it's like, this is something it's like that feeling of you ever have two people you would love for them to meet and they just end up meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like that, but on a global scale. Like this 247 is still in the like beginning. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
5-10 years from now, I can't imagine what it's going to look like. So that is something that's super exciting that keeps me grounded and just knowing I'm a part of something like that. Because I'm a huge community guy. I honestly can't. I quite literally cannot function without community. It's the Liberian in me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, the talent, and I'm excited for you guys to collaborate more, like the Brown Sugar Project, which is
Can we talk about that?
fire.
Can we talk-
Fire. Yes.
What song were you? So did you want to talk about this moment?
The moment. Mm-hmm.
This moment.
Oh, this moment. So sorry. So sorry. This moment.
That song. So I'm gonna use it to compare because you asked me a question earlier about my writing process, and I told you it changed. It's changed.
Mm-hmm.
I told you how Black Gold went. That was a very instinctual. The song basically wrote itself as soon as I. This moment was so different because she had actually sent me that beat, the instrumental, months prior to when we recorded it, and it was something like, okay, I like this. I'm gonna have to push myself, but I do like it. I must have listened to that song in the shower trying to like catch a vibe or what direction I was gonna take it like 50 sometimes. And
Really?
oh my gosh, yeah, I was over there singing. I was doing harmonies over it. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff to it. Fast forward, it comes down to like, it's really time for, she really needs these songs for her project. And I'm like, you know what? I need a girl. I need a girl in this song. So with BSP's permission, I sent it to Kiera. Kiera heard it. She was like, oh, this is really great. This sounds really, it's a good vibe. Your voice would sound perfect on it. I'm like, thank you. I mean, I know that. Thank you. But I need you on it. And she was like, for sure. So we were supposed to like have writing sessions with it, but that never happened. We honestly just ended up meeting up in the studio and she had two hook ideas. One was like more of a love song type of vibe. And then this one was the one that we have now. And it was very centered on what this whole conversation about is about. Just being like living in your purpose. And that whole song came together in 2 sessions. I wrote, it's really cool because the second verse in the song is the first verse that I wrote.
Oh,
So I wrote I wrote the second verse first. And as I was recording it, BSP was like, this sounds like it should come later on in the song. So I did another verse, the second session. And yeah, I did those both in like an hour time span. And it came together so beautifully. It was actually, I was talking to I think it was you about this actually. At that time I felt like I was going through like a writer's block, but I realized I watched so many interviews and people talking about writer's block and what it actually is, and it's almost like you're questioning yourself and you're questioning your creativity, and I definitely was. And there's
really?
oh, come on, yeah, I was questioning those verses. I was questioning them at first because when you listen to it, it's not my most my most lyrically exciting in the terms of what I'm doing with the cadence and what I'm doing with the flow. And it's not like a Motown. It's not a Motown at all. But the beauty of it, I was thinking about this earlier today, is my ability to tell my own story that resonates with me right now. And I know it's going to resonate with me in 10 years.
Yeah.
What did I say at the beginning? Do you have the lyrics up or no? Because actually, this is one song I really wanted to like talk about the lyrics with you. I don't know how much time we have. It's not going to take me long, but
Let me see. Let me see if I have them.
and I think I emailed them.
Yeah,
But
you did.
I
Okay.
remember I started it. It's like, this is where we at. This is what you want. This is for the rings. This is for the match. Do you feel attached? Do you want it all? Do you need to breathe? Do you feel involved? If is you ready to pull up on spot when you get the call? Like I'm literally talking to myself, like, yo, kid, like right now you're in this session because this producer believes in what you can do and she wants your talent on her art. And you have 2 hours. So either you're gonna sit here and overthink it, or you're gonna open your mind, say a prayer, and you're gonna let the words come out of you. So I'm like, yo, this is where we at. This is what you want. Like I'm talking to myself, and then I just kind of got over it and I just started.
You basically preaching to yourself. Like you were trying to get yourself out of your own head.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I love that song is because it's simple.
Yeah. Super.
It's very simple. It's very relatable. It's, like I ain't gonna lie. When you be flowing, I'm like, wait, hold on. What did he say? Let me go.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying.
Okay. Where's my dictionary? Okay.
No. Get the word out.
Vernaculars.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was just very, sometimes you need that as an artist, right? Just to pull back and just appreciate it. Sometimes it's just letting the beat ride. Sometimes it's just, leaving space for another artist, what you did with Kiara. Sometimes it's, paying attention to exactly what you're saying, not your delivery, not you rhyming. It's like, this is a story I need to tell and I'm going to tell it. It's like Slick Rick, right? When he told the bedtime story, Slick Rick told the bedtime story and you saw everything in it, right? And sometimes you need that. And he didn't say a whole bunch of stuff. By the way, you don't curse in your music.
Not really. There's maybe like 2 or 3 songs where I'll say one or 2 words just because at some point, like there's no other word that can express whatever emotion except that word. But yeah, no, I don't need to. I don't need to.
I love that. I am. You say what?
It's great for marketing.
It is. It is. I'm starting to, speak what I know a lot more. I used to sit quietly and kind of, Edu has never been a person that's been like out in the front, but I've always questioned myself, been extremely insecure in what I know. Because I know sometimes my delivery can be very and it's not for everyone, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I'm starting to speak about what I think I am an expert in, and I've been in this business for over 13 years now.
Yeah.
Coming up on, yeah, definitely over 13 years. And one thing is, like, yo, every artist, y'all need to get these clean radio edits. Be ready for the radio, okay? Be ready for licensing and sync. Be ready to make money. And you just need to have those options. That's why I love Tidal so much, because they always had two versions available, clean and explicit. So yeah, man, this was so dope. Asa, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to go to a book fair, and what is it, books and brownies or something.
That's not
So, but yeah, man, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot wait for the project. I need you guys to go follow Asa and listen to his music. Black Gold with him, and Niam produced by Yudu. And oh yeah, and Me Too. It was produced. I'm gonna put the real album cover right up here. I'm a whole fool, man.
Okay.
Anything you want to tell the people? Anything you have coming out? Anything you're about to do? Do you have a show? I want this to be evergreen material.
Mhm.
So, but we can actually cut this piece and kind of use it for promo if you want to. Do you have a show coming up?
I do in July, but I'm not
July.
Even, yeah, in July, but I'm not in the promo mood. What I want to say to people, don't let anyone take your dreams, please. Please don't let anyone take your dreams, because
I loved what you did with that too. Just get the Scrabble.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
It was Rezi found it somewhere, but it wasn't it Scrabble pieces.
Yes. That was actually really cool. I put that. Yeah, thank you. That's crazy that she found that. But yeah, no, don't let anyone take your dreams, because it all starts with you, and you gotta make it happen. The world wants it to happen. Like, the world, God, the universe, whatever you want to classify it as, wants the best for you when you want it for yourself. So you have to walk in it. Your day to day has to be, you have to be doing those things. It's not what you think about, it's what you do. You can be thinking you are the worst creative in the world, but if you're working and people are seeing what you're doing and they're telling you, man, this is great, you're probably great. So
yeah, I tell my kids all the time that if you were made in his image, then how dare you not be extra? How dare you not be great? How dare you not be overboard? Because if God made the sky and the sea and night and day, that's some extra stuff. And if he made me, then I need to be extra. I gotta be great. You know, that's just the end of it. So yeah, man, walking out purpose.
Whole thing. That's the whole podcast right there.
Yeah.
That's the whole podcast.
Be extra.
Be extra and walk in that purpose.
Walking in purpose. Man, thank you so much, Asa. This is absolutely amazing. We will do it again because I want to do these in person. You're going to have so much more music come out. You're going to have so many more things. And I'm going to find so many more favorites. Okay?
Good. Cool. Thank you.
So we will do this again. I'll be up there actually in May. So I'm going to start scheduling these for around May, June, July.
There's a lot of us. The 24/7 folks are here. So
yeah, pretty much. It's a whole lot of y'all.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Asa. And peace. We out.
Listening. It's been a great time.